basics of Cycles Render. So, Cycles Render, if you did not know, is another render engine in Blender. So, if you went ahead and rendered this right off the bat, and by the way, I expect you to know a good bit about Blender before doing this, else you'll be confused. So, let's just say you enable ambient occlusion and you render this. This just doesn't look very good though. Like, if you added a another lamp here, sun lamp. By the way, if you are wanting to use this for Unity 3D, you cannot. So this tutorial does not apply for Unity 3D. Alright, so if we render this, I mean, that doesn't look that great. That just doesn't look good. So, if we went ahead and changed it over to Cycles Render, though, so from Blender Render up here, click it, change it to Cycles Render. And first thing you're going to need to click is you're going to need to uncheck ambient occlusion. You're going to click Use Nodes, and you're going to change the color to white. And if we rendered this now, looks much better than it did before. As you can see, we have a shadow there, and it just looks much better. So you can change this to whatever color you want. If you did green, then it would actually color the sky, color everything green. So, yep. I'm going to change it to gray, though, because we don't want to be too light. So, yep. Let's go ahead and add a material to this guy, though. So, if we actually click to Use Nodes down here, so we deleted this material, added a new one, it looks totally different. And you might be like, oh, this is confusing. There's all this stuff here that's confusing. But it's actually not. I'll explain what most of these do in a minute. And also how to change the material around. So let's go ahead and change the color to like red. That's nice. It's pretty nice. And when you have a more advanced scene, you can change the sampling right here. You're going to want to change this to be higher, because if you changed it to be 1, that's what it's going to look like. But if you changed it to be 100, it will look a lot cleaner and not as noisy. But still, this doesn't look very good. So let's go ahead and edit this material some, so we can change it to like glossy. And you can kind of see what this does, and you're like, well, this has a lot of options. That's awesome. Well, actually, this isn't the best. So quick, waiting for this to render. This isn't the best because we're just selecting stuff out of here. So if we change this back to diffuse, let's go ahead and edit this material some. So if we drag over a new part of Blender. If we change this to Node Editor and click Material, you can see that there's some nodes here, which is pretty interesting. This is how you edit your material. So if you do Shift A, and I always use search, but you don't have to do that, and you look up Mix Shader. This basically mixes two things. So as you know, a glossy shader, I already showed you that one, is makes it shiny. So basically we're mixing them together. So we can change it, the factor of it, and also we can add them together. So if we looked up an add shader, we can drag the diffuse in the top, the glossy in the bottom, and drag the add shader into the surface part of the material output. Now when you render this, it's gonna look a good bit different. But that's good, because now we can change this material to whatever we like. So if we change it from glossy to something else, so if we look under shader, we can see different things here. If we change it to glass and diffuse, it's going to be like a colored glass type effect, which is pretty cool, as you can see. If you just have, let's just do diffuse and translucent, this will make it translucent and light can shine through it. but we'll do transparent. And now it makes it transparent. If we change this to a mix shader and put this in, it's going to have the same effect, but we can just change the value of it. Alright, so that's pretty cool, but that's not completely it. You have a lot of other stuff here, so if you wanted to change the color, we can just do, we can add an RGB curve, so RGB curve. And if we drag this to it, we can make it brighter. We can make it green, red, blue. We'll actually just stick with a solid color for now. Now, what if you're wanting to do images? So if we go ahead and unwrap this guy, and we don't even have to add an image to him. We just have to unwrap him. Now, if we add an image node right here and drag the color into the color of the diffuse or the color of the transparent, and we open up a texture. Okay, I just did a screenshot. This is actually an animation, but you're gonna want to do an image. You can do animations too. Let me just change this to image, and it's not gonna work. Let's do movie. Okay, so now if you rendered this, it's going to be a transparent image texture of a screenshot. So if we change the sampling back down to where it renders a little bit faster, we can see it's a transparent screenshot. So if we deleted this, and we'll just add a glossy shader to this, just to make it a little cool. And we have to go ahead and project it from view instead. There we go. Let's zoom in some just where we can see all the details. There we go. There it is. That's our screenshot. It's gonna look weird around the edges because of our the way we unwrapped it, but that's all right. So that's pretty cool. That's a basic node setup. Very basic node. That is the basics of Cycles Render. So if you guys want more basic tutorials like this one, then leave a like and I will make more. And yeah, so I will see you in the next tutorial.